welcome back to the weekly podcast for week 10 this week. We're in the fans, and I'm not going to pronounce that team name because I'll probably say it wrong, but we all know that when you find an Arsenal fan, you'll always find a better German fan. And this week we are joined by that better German fan, Schady.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm here, and it's the Bayern Munich. You fuck.
Yeah, we didn't want me to butcher that. And where you find soccer fans, there will always be the nerds doing their homework because they don't have time, because they always watch soccer, being the only otaku in the NPL server being me.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me. But what about Shadow?
So we always, what we do this week is we're going to go through the games as quick as we can, because A, you guys don't want us to see us being boring, B, we don't remember the games, and C, we're here to entertain you. And then after that, we're going to play a bit of devil's advocate with Schady. We're going to have a bit of an interview. The man himself is probably one of the most renowned players in the league community. Everyone can only say positive things about Schady.
What the fuck? Don't lie, please.
And then after that, we're going to look at the top 10 anime betrayals of all time, where Shady's going to have to commentate Mono's game for minors. And we're going to look at the minors game itself, because just like we have the NPL, which is the big brother, we have the minors, which are the Sasuke, and eventually at some point, these minors are going to have to beat their big brothers.
Fuck off.
Okay.
So, this week, we're going to start off back in sweet home Arizona, and we're going to have the king of 6-0s being Matty Brolick, the man himself, against another one of those poor minorities that does not get enough protein, the salty vegan, aka Togavor. This game that looked really good from matchup: Weaver, Latias, Megavinu, Seismitoad, Clefable, and Staraptor for Toad against the Slazzle Magina, the most broken one in League format at the moment, arguably, Kabalion, Decidueye, Mega Charizard X, and Azelf. And this game, what can we really say about this game? The final game at turn 1, Magina gets it free Soul Heart, but dies turn 2. That's something that really just shows something about Magina. It can be beat. It just has to be a Shakespearean weeaboo. The Kabalion top was cool. Decidueye with Relief Blade and just coming in was mint. But the Spirit Shackle, the Paralysis, the outstalling the Clef was actually really cool to see by the Decidueye. Decidueye has some amazing defensive capabilities. However, we don't really see them utilized. Salazzle comes in, and Salazzle free toxic, but goes for a taunt. Decidueye dies, and then the Charizard X is in. Gets a few kills, runs a bit of havoc. No, not really. Then got one Weavile, kills it, goes back into Azelf, and this is where we get a game, boys. The double winner Salazzle. This is our game. Sub Salazzle. It's probably one of the more common sets at the moment. Sub Toxic Salazzle taunt with a stab move of its choice. Normally a fire move, because Salazzle can poison those steel types. It's always cooler to hit the steel types with a fire blast than a toxic. I personally find, at least. Azelf coming in being that fire blast. Kabalion. It was just a game to the end. Drag. I don't know if it's such a drag or drag queen, but I don't know. We'll never know. Jolt does swing that from time to time. He does like to pretend he's a mum. Then see Kabalion, Salazzle, the lizard, the king himself, dies. Kabalion comes in on the Weaver, Iron Head. Kabalion takes nothing, absolutely eats those hits, and we then see the Scarf Azelf picking up the game, and that was the 6-0 king. The 6-0 king only winning 1-0. So what do you guys make of that match?
I mean, the Flint on Latias was kind of shitty when Kabalion flinched Latias, as well as +1. So Kabalion would have been probably gone, or at least really low. So definitely side for Toke, but I don't know. I don't remember enough. I don't know. It's Toke. He's gonna get unlucky. It's gonna happen. Not a surprise. It's not hacks because it's Toke. It's the law of nature.
That was a cool Salazzle. That's all I really have to say.
That too. Salazzle's cool people.
Salazzle is cool people.
Salazzle's my favorite because it promotes gender equality, because it's one of the few mons that has to be female to evolve.
It's also
next up, we have one of the more anticipated games of the week, the infamous myself against Jones.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that?
You go. You talk about that. You have your
Please.
fun.
I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
reference that with my view. Pretty much a bad turn one prediction, over predicting for a Mandibuzz coming in. Definitely a poor play on my part. And after making the world's most stupidest play of sacking Sneasel, I must have forgotten that game that Ice does hit Mandibuzz and Nidoking super effectively. A few fluff ups with the items and things like that. Jolt's defensive core is just one of the best. He is one of the best. Hit in his unbiased commentary of top 30 draft league players in Gen 6, he's on the top 10 list.
I
It's
wonder
just
who
so
else was in
humble.
that video.
Bert, we all know Jolt is trash. You don't have to act like he's great just because he beat you, okay?
I wonder who else
You
was
don't
in
have
that
to make
top 30
yourself look better
video.
by making him better.
But yeah, so that game was pretty much over turn one. We saw some cool things at the end, but unfortunately, I could not break that defensive wall call. Next up, we have the Baltimore versus the Phoenix, and Baltimore is
Blake.
Yep.
Blake. Yeah. I also get it against Rizzy Power, and this game was another very, very interesting game. It definitely swung both ways. Like a person at Mardi Gras, it definitely swung both ways.
Yeah, how was it?
It was great. The ice beam, onto the laddie was a good play. Trying to pressure Riz at every stage. The Pelipper coming in real handy. Serve, a bit of serve spam back and forth.
Yeah, speaking of Pelipper,
Scott.
there was no Hurricane, and that bothered me because Riz didn't bring a flying resist or didn't have one, whatever. So if he had Hurricane, this game would have been a little bit faster because this took fucking ages to watch live.
Flying resist is only second nature. We know Joey Pokegame says Porygon 2 is my favorite flying resist.
This is true.
Well, I think that's Shady's too, actually.
But Riz didn't have one,
Yeah, so
you do. So what do you do against flying types?
Yeah, Aerodactyl and
It's all
Pelipper
about
were disabled really well because of that.
Yeah, the Sludge Wave crit, the Greninja, just that T-Spike, the Hazard Sack, just even though it was just one layer T-Spikes, just really whittled down Riz's team because he really could not do much to sort of break it. The Surf Spam. If you did get that second layer,
I love the Pelipper versus Slowbro thing. That was great. Just 2 hours. I enjoyed it. Best thing ever.
Some people still say that Pelipper and Slowbro are still fighting to this day.
Also, shout out to Rocky Helmet Aerodactyl. That was a cool bring.
That was good.
Makes sense. That was definitely a cool bring.
And we saw the Mimikyu clean up at the end. Let's hope he's
got a scarf Mimikyu.
Yeah, it was another very, very cool bring, I think, in my opinion. And next up, we have one of my favorite coaches being Crobat for the win. I only always talk about him against Purple Raven 24. This game really showed. They literally said to one another before the match, "I'm a bigger A-Drive fan," as they brought as many shiny Pokemon as possible. They've been hunting for a breed. I heard Zaza telling me that he's been breeding on his 3DS that Zygarde every day for the last 3 years, and I thought it was just incredible to see its shiny form finally come out to play. The Mega Heracross has really proved, a base 180 attack stat is sort of a bit pitiful, but it does a bit of work. It resists psychic types and things like that. Just playing really defensively at the start, and it was really well by Zazo just playing that defensive game, and then trying to just pressure his walls. I thought I thought Lele is a very interesting set. It was definitely cool to see like a stall breaker Lele, except I don't know why you bring it against a guy with Mega Heracross. That was the one thing that sort of confused me. But then again, I'm just a mere weeaboo. The U-turn stun tank, it just never seemed like Danza could get the momentum in the match.
Did you say U-turn Skuntank?
Yeah.
Did you miss the part where that was clearly a Zoro because Skuntank doesn't get U-turn? Or is that why I'm here, to be the one who knows how Pokemon works? I guess it's one
I don't know. I'm just here to record it.
You're just here for the memes. I'm here for the knowledge.
This is the first time I've ever seen a Pokemon battle.
You're right.
Yeah. So
you enjoyed?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's pretty cool. The Zygarde coming back in was pretty cool. The HPIs, the Moonblast Lele Palm's gonna get killed. Lele. You know what they say? If it's a meme, it gets wins. Because don't let your memes be dreams. The special defense raise
I
So
also like Dan's actually showing why we never run the night days because it fucking misses. So one Dark Pulse 2017 or
Run
something.
Dark Pulse and its top alliteration team names 2017. You know, it was definitely some cool stuff. The Thundy came really cool. The night days miss. No.
Might have changed differential, I think.
Stop being stupid with Dark Tapes 2017. Sneasel.
Also tried to make a Heracross just absolutely dicking Danza.
Yeah, you never use psychic moves on Heracross because it resists it.
Yeah,
so.
no, you don't.
Next up, we have my roommate, the one, the only Gypsy King. I know we've got more people now in Australia. It's getting overcrowded against. And you know what me and Gypsy decided to do this week? We decided to go to the Royal Easter Show. Yes, Aussies are early at everything. We just innovate in any way possible. We're going to the Easter Show tomorrow. And, you know, we went to the Photon Herbolus Easter Show. And we were in for a good day, you know. Fun, lots of banter, a good quality Pokemon match in the middle. What more do you want? I mean, I don't think I want to be a 50-year-old man taking my kids to see some people play a children's DS game right in the middle of the carnival. You know, the Nihilego, you know, was pretty cool to see. You know, being that sort of rocker. The Hydreigon was pretty cool to see. The Scarf Hydreigon did get knocked off pretty early, but having that Dragon Rush I thought was a pretty cool tech to hit the muck. You know, it was also there to get the good drop, which I thought was actually a really nice bring on Carney's part.
Yeah.
Because some people forget how special defense and, you know, special and regular defense work. So I think it's pretty cool. You know, the Credilli was, you know, an interesting bring. You know, the Shuffleberry. You know, Gypsy just, there's a few things with Carney's that I just sort of have to question. Like sacking Heatran. Like Heatran was a really cool bring to stop. Like for example, you know, Uxie and Shaman and Scolipede, and he sacks it. I think at that point, you know, probably Credilli was a bit more expendable, and then trying to like revenge kill. You know, he could have kicked Nihilego around in the late game to sort of help clean up, but he decided not to, which I thought was a very interesting play. Never going for the Sword Sense. Gypsy really got in his mind. Gypsy has known this season for bringing foul play to Uxie, and that was seen to, you know, really show it as, you know, every turn. You know, Carney at the end, he's got a chance as a half win, but he decides not to take it because of the fact that, you know, he has to go for the, you know, he gets flinched by the Shaman, which was really unfortunate for him. This fast Shaman coming in clutch. But, you know, it was a close game. It was just a few. I just think it was one of those things. Well, it wasn't so much a mismatch per se, but it was definitely. I think Gypsy just executed a game plan a lot better than Carney did, and Carney just didn't seem to like preserve the things he needed for the late game. You know, losing the Scarf on Hydreigon, for example, could have came in really handy against, you know, Infernape, like a Life Orb Ape, you know, Scully, you know. Just, I don't know, I think, like, for example, like, switching a Credillion straight into a, you know, an Infernape, it sort of screams it's Choppleberry. So
Yeah.
that was, you know, it'd probably work against some bad player like myself, but unfortunately, Gypsy, he's through those disguises. Next up, we have Razor versus Trev the King, which was probably one of the more, in my opinion, the upsets of the week. Although Trev the King of No Electric Resist was playing Razor, They Call Me Chumley. I don't know why that he has a Yu-Gi-Oh obsession now, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everyone has
So
that.
Trev was like, hey, my opponent has electric spam. You know what? I don't have a ground type, so he should have just clicked the X before I even entered the game. Because like, there's no way you're beating a team with Tapu Koko healers when you don't have a ground type, and your electric resistances are solid,
Black.
but not super reliable. Like Dragalge gets worn down. He gets worn down super easily, and Kyurem Black, well, Tapu Koko gets Dazzling Gleam. It's a fairy type. If Trev didn't know, I know like his Kyurem Black didn't get 2-KO'd by like unboosted Coco, but like he just brings specs like against his team. There's no reason not to. So I don't know. I think he just should just clicked X or like went super duper hyper offense, and he didn't. So that's I think his only way of winning was hyper offense, and he didn't do that. So badness.
I think the game more so wasn't so much that Trev didn't bring hyper offense. I just think it was one of those things that you do say it was weak to electric spam, but at the same time, it wasn't just weak to electric spam. It was weak to the you know, secondary typings of the electric spam. So like, if you look at his team that he's brought, there's no normal resistance, and we've all seen what happens when someone brings normal spam against you. Without normal resist. Tapu Koko being that part fairy type and having the option to run specs can just really hinder the team. And in particular as well, he never just seemed to get a speed tier, above. It just seemed like Tapu Koko and healers are so good together because it's fast. Same as it's probably better in terms of speed tier than let's say Tapu Lele and Mega Alakazam because they're so far unproportionate. But Hilo is 109. I think Tapu Koko is 135 or 130.
130.
130. That just sort of shows, a Selgor was his only real check, and, it still gets absolutely bodied by a Mega Houndoom, and that, Razor probably with a bit more, probably not as clear a win if but it did happen. Can't deny it. I would spoil anime, but I don't know what anime is. So next up, we have the only game that matters in my eyes this week, which was Schady v Merc. I want to take us through that game.
I can do that. I've played the game. I think I know what happened. So basically, I had a Mega Medicham, and he had nothing for it. So he let Rachi, I let Mega Medi, and I killed Rachi after a couple turns of him trying to hax me, and not haxing me. So Rachi went down, and at that point, Scarf Kyurem plus Scarf Gardevoir, which was Trick Scarf, pretty much had the game in the bag. I think as soon as Rachi went down, I had the game. And yes, I hacked him a couple times. I crit Keldeo. I think I crit something else as well. I don't remember. Or I dodged something. No, I froze Licky Licky and then thought on some shit. I don't know. Basically, I got lucky late game, but it didn't matter, I don't think. It would have changed differential because it won 4-0, and 4-0 is a fucking lot. But I think I had the game regardless, just because as Rachi went down, everything went to shit, and he was sad.
Do you think you're using your bullshit main character powers at the end to get the hacks?
I'm the main character of the NPL now. It's good to know.
I thought that was me.
So I'm gonna make playoffs and win because I'm a main character.
I thought that was me. I thought I was the main character because everything
you're,
happens to me.
You're the main character of the side story, the non-conscious side story.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? We had some really good first main stories, and then we get some fanfics, second season, third season. That's me. Me is writing. Next up will be the Rise of Schady.
Oh, I'm ready.
It was definitely a cool game to see. Definitely some cool mons. Definitely the Salikberry Manaphy. I know that was on your bucket list because sometimes I do watch your videos and hear what you say, Schady. But finally pull off the Manaphy sweep with the Salikberry.
And your Salik Manaphy. And then you forfeit the fucking bitch. Merc, you're a bitch.
Yeah. Did he actually forfeit?
Yeah, he forfeited before he sent out his last mon.
I did.
Fucking bitch. He also missed he missed Draco and Manaphy, which obviously didn't matter because I clicked Endure on that turn. So I didn't get to show off my Salikberry properly, and then sadness. Much sadness.
And so next up we had the top tier boy, aka the Popeye the Weed Man against Aberforth, aka the best Ubers player. And this game was definitely,
Choke
this was
Festival?
a game of,
We'll call it a Choke Festival.
I like Choke Festival. It's fun.
It's probably what Mardi Gras was last night for a few of us Aussies. A bit of a choke festival.
It's fun.
We definitely saw some cool sort of sets this game. And definitely Abe's really trying to innovate his core of circuitry and beast thing. That's what he's been his focus this season. The ice punch. I think Buzzwell killed. Tanked a Moonblast and got the poison jab 65% off, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
Slow King, the life orb flare blitzing Darmanitan was pretty cool to see. It's just power. Tyrantrum. Unfortunately, Tyrantrum isn't doing as well.
I was upset at the Tyrantrum. That's not Abe. I gave you Tyrantrum and you click Stealth Rocks with it. There's a rock move you click with Tyrantrum. It's not Stealth Rock. I'm upset. You're fired.
Fired. Use your main character power bullshit. You're fired.
Abe is making playoffs and I take a spot. Easy.
I mean, technically it could still happen. He's on a 2-game losing streak.
I think he's guaranteed in.
But he's got to win. Who's top seed at the moment? It's Abe, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's guaranteed in already.
Yeah.
Sadness.
The Among Us just proving how bulky it is. I think one of the things with Darmanitan was because it had to constantly rely on Flare Blitz and it wasn't scarfed. It just didn't do enough, if that makes sense. And when he sacked it to the the dog thing, I thought that was a really interesting play. But
he sort of gets too greedy at times. And if he was returned, he probably would have won. But he does get, I think he just gets a little bit too greedy at times, our good friend Abe. And sacking Dom when it's probably the best answer to Sizz. And then the Trick Room Renewalist, top tier boy. He's definitely one of the better battlers. And, a standard Renewalist Trick Room set, Joey Pokegame style, is something that you shouldn't really be surprised to see from, Popeye the Sailor Man. But, it definitely came down on the wire. Definitely came down to a 50-50 of who could choke more. And unfortunately, Abe choked more.
Yeah, he had no reason not to click Skull, if you ask me. Like, he didn't, and then Sadness.
Yeah, that's definitely something that most people are saying, is it goes both ways.
But, Abe, you're still pretty, I guess.
Choked.
Yeah.
You choked.
He choked.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
You're pretty, but you
So
choked.
that
Just like my favorite
Games.
porn stars.
Oh.
Mia Khalifa's best quote is "gag." Now we're gonna go to a bit of an interview section with Schady. So Schady,
Let's fucking go, mate. It's fucking...
let's go. All right, Schady. First questions first. Anime or no anime?
Recently, no anime.
Anime.
Good.
Sorry, I just don't watch. I'm sorry.
You should.
It's okay. We've only offended 300% of our fans.
I mean, you've heard me.
Well, what's it been like in the NPL? You're renowned in the PPL being a bit of an all-star there. You played in a few March Madness and other tournaments run by the Tokyo Minorities as an all-star. Could you say it's a little dream come true playing in the NPL?
No, I regret everything. Everyone is a cunt.
Why did I add you to that chat?
Only bad players. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's fun.
You gotta
Like,
take over.
it's just kind of shit because I don't have my own team. Like, if I
You
did,
gotta take over for Poke Joey, though.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
you
even
have
get.
more.
I didn't
have
even
more
get.
subscribers. Yeah, but it was is there anything on the team that you wish, if you could go back, right? Let's say you could whisper in a Joey's ear, knowing he was going to leave week 2. What would you whisper in his ear when he was drafting?
Don't draft like shit.
Don't
Draft
draft.
Melodios.
Don't
I was
draft.
there.
Don't draft fucking Drapion round 6.
Hey, Drapion
I
has
mean-
been a trooper, okay?
I know it's great, but don't draft round 6.
Yeah, take Megalodios over Torrenti, please. Please.
So we do know that you're a big Bayern Munich supporter. I probably
Fucking
butchered the name. Bayern Munich supporter. How many do you think you'll put on Arsenal the next time that you play? Is it
Wait, what?
realistic? How many goals will you score against Arsenal? Do you reckon it could be? Do you reckon you could win 10-0 on aggregate?
I think we could be just 3. We don't want to be too rude, just
More
gonna
score any.
play a little of a training game and just have some fun.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal. Arsenal.
And we're just gonna play with our youth squad or something under 23
Yeah.
and have them.
Ronaldo Sanchez is starting. And last question for the interview: how many Arsenal fans do you reckon will ring in the London police station saying they've just witnessed a murder after Bayern and Arsenal play?
Bam. Fucking.
Bayern.
4.5.
4.5 people, you reckon?
Other one also kind of likes West Ham. That's why it's half.
All right, and now we look at the other bad section of the NPL, the minors, and there's definitely a few players to watch, and I've given my opinion before. Schady likes watching Mono because Mono's bad. He told me. But
One was really
let's
bad.
start. Let's start off with the Zydingos. I actually don't know what the real team name is anymore, but it's currently referred to as the Zydingos, being by the Verd, against Razor's Prodigy. Just like there's always one main character, there's the annoying sidekick, and unfortunately, Danny played the role. I'm kidding, Danny. Relax.
He's not.
Schady, why do you? What do you mean,
Not kidding.
Schady?
He's-
But look, if you look at first gen Yu-Gi-Oh, we all thought, oh my god, Joey Wheeler. But at the end of it, he won our hearts, and maybe Danica will do the same. He might be Joey Wheeler at the start of this season, but could get a Red Eyes Black Dragon midway through, and he could be the champion. And he came up against the Zydingo Kitty, and Zydingo doesn't believe in anime, and that's something that's just really gave him an edge. He didn't understand the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! This game, and that's something that we thought was pretty cool. He definitely must be friends with Abe, bringing a choice scarf Zerkatry.
Abe says there's only one set to run on circuitry, or there's only one set he can bring on circuitry, being Scarf every week. But the Mew was pretty cool. Rocky Helmet Mew for the launch crawl was pretty cool to see. The Toxapex, the 8, it was just definitely a cool match to see. Like, it definitely went both ways. Unfortunately, Danik could not get his Pendulum Summon in time to win this. The Ice Beam Mew just severely weakened the team. And, I think it was dual moves. Like, I think it was like Ice Beam and Earth Power. But that was really cool to see the castle thing doing work. The Toxapex recover. It would be cooler to see the AV Toxapex because, Verd's a master and he wanted to bring AV Toxapex, which I thought would have been pretty cool to see. Alolan Mark, he definitely played well Verd against Danik. So what were you going to say, Schady?
Nothing.
Oh, I just hear you breathe. I'm like,
That wasn't me. That was me.
Oh,
that
no.
was me, bitch.
Who invited Trev the King to this call?
I'm sorry.
But Mew definitely just stalling out his team, and it really just played so much pressure for a Mew. No wonder it's Shardy's mascot because it's such a strong Pokemon. Not because it's a name pun or anything, but the Mark just severely weakened it down. And then at the end, the Soldier, he picks up the W. Next up, we have probably our least favorite GBA coach, being Monos Tui. What do you call him, Schady? Do you have like a cute pet name for him?
Can't.
Mono 2i.
Monotoy.
Monotoy? Like Monotoy Boy?
So
Yes.
all you
Yeah,
need to
and
know
then
about
we
this
have-
game. All you need to know. Tone.
Yeah, and
Tone
then
is
we
the
have
top weeb.
Tone.
Tone is top weeb of NPL chat. I will say this
Huh?
now. No, he is the top weeb of NPL chat.
I don't know. I don't want to hear false accusations.
Nope,
But,
it's not me. It's definitely him.
Tone got reversed racism this week. He was the one that got robbed. And for those who don't know Tone, they will not understand the reference. But I just remember watching this game in the lecture hall, and people were just telling me that Monotui kid is so funny, and I went, dang, they really don't know anything. But then again, it probably explains why I was taking preschool math yet again. There's definitely some cool sets. The knockoff v Bug Bite still was pretty funny. It reminded me of an earlier game this season where someone clicked knockoff multiple times in a row. And then the bull came in and just, as soon as Conk was down, Mono says there was no fighting resist, and Riz's mum had just found out that Riz had got an F on a test, and she was ready to go ham. She was ready. You don't come out of your room until you become a doctor, and Riz's mum was definitely there to help out in the cleaning up. Mega Charizard X. No, let's set up fodder for the great Riz's mum. I think it's got like 12, at least it has to have at least like 12 kills this season. It's just
Rizzy's mom has got it going on.
got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited so long. Rizzy, can't you see you're not the one for me?
I
No,
know
I
it
got
might
it.
be wrong,
Not
but
wrong.
I'm in love with Rizzy.
With Riz's mum.
I regret everything.
Next up, we have the fake Aussie who's just living in the shadows, being Uzi, against the Frizy Fries guy, the guy that is just a potato that's undertaken puberty. This is definitely a cool game. The HP Ice Mega Charizard, not HP Flying, as Shady told me earlier, was definitely a cool bring.
I don't know how we came to the conclusion of HP flying when it hit Salamence.
I don't know. There's definitely some weeaboos in this chat, but
Sorry.
it seems like Fries was really looking for a sub coach this week because he just wanted to click that move every single one. Sub Charizard, sub Laddie. Kang is not a Venusaur counter. It may look like one, but it's not. Charizard why getting 2 kills. But it just seemed like, just like World War One, that Uzi just won the war of attrition because he just kept whittling down with Leech Seed. The sub. I think the Sludge Bomb and stuff like that. He just never seemed to get his groove in the game. I think Fries, like, yes, he had a bit of momentum, but when you play wrestlers, you just have to know that these games are scripted. You can absolutely prep all week for it, but John Cena's still going to bury your talent. That's just the way it is sometimes. And
it was just came down to the wire every single turn. The constant clicking subs. I think not getting rid of rocks earlier was really an hindrance because it meant that like Charizard only sort of had a lot less options. Scolipede not really doing that much, getting bopped by the HP ground. It was cool to see Electrify actually doing
Ground?
more.
Sure, ground. We'll go with that.
Sure.
Definitely wasn't fire.
I don't know.
Scolipede is weak to ground.
I am.
Yeah, it is.
But what will we do without you?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Next.
Okay.
Oh man,
Next.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine, we still love you.
Oh boy, it's the
Sometimes.
worst player versus the least tryhard player.
The worst player versus the league commissioner. That
Wait.
was me versus
Maddie?
Joel.
No,
No, not Maddie. No, no.
no, Fog's the
What
worst
did you say,
player.
Maddie? How did I fuck up model and say Maddie instead, huh?
What the fuck?
Nah, next up we had TTM Pokey Drama Alert, aka the Foghorn Channel, against the drunk
was that?
Scandinavian. I don't know. It just felt like doing the Foghorn Channel. I don't know, but this reminded me a little Looney Tunes where Foghorn would be like to his son, "Come on, let's do this," and he's like, "Now, boy, you gotta pay attention to keep the eye on the ball, eye on the ball." And unfortunately, Mr. Foghorn did not keep his eye on the ball. This was definitely a cool game to see. Definitely one of my tricks for anyone that has played League Play past being NPL Season 1, don't draft Chansey. And secondly, no, ABR stall is not a legitimate strategy. It's definitely cool to see like a few brings like sub double aid, but the constant wish spam was definitely something that I don't really agree with. But like he lost so many Pokemon to Lando. If Sky went for Rock Polish a bit earlier, like the Magnet Rise was cool, but got pretty lucky with a miss. It just never seemed to be the Brave Bird. There's some things for me that just seem pretty obvious from watching the game that Fog was just oblivious to. I think that's an advantage. It means it cannot be taunted. But it was just something that really just sort of seemed that way. The Mega Alakazam going for Psyshocks, Bop, getting a few kills. The Frostless at the end just being able to click Shadow Ball. I don't know why Fog thought that good it was to set up a spike. But, it's Fog. It's okay. The all-out pummeling, just isn't enough. I think if he had, like, a move to hit Volcarona and kill it, he was probably better off going for that than trying to go for the all-out pummeling and try to save it for Registeel. But I think, as well, if he did get up a second layer of Spike, he could have won that game. Next up, we had another surprise game this week, which was the I think this is the last game of the week that we've got to cover, being the Anaheim Altaris.
Two more after this.
Oh no, there is still two more. How did I forget?
Counting is hard.
Counting's hard, yeah. Especially in Australia, we're counting how many VBs you've had this morning. 1 VB, 2 VB, 3 VB. It's just how we count in Australia. But we had definitely a surprise. I guess you could say you didn't want to miss this game, because that could prove costly for. So we had Cyrus, which I believe is Clover, aka the Golf with Friends champion, against the Anaheim Altarias, aka Ace of Stunfisk, actually. So it was definitely an interesting game. Unfortunately for our good friend Ace of Base, he could not hit a move. Gunk Shot misses. The Hyperspace Fury, X gonna give it to you, and misses a Meteor Mash, which comes in pretty costly. It's just he just never seemed to find his groove because his Pokemon forgot to go to Specsavers, and that's it was definitely a good thing. Schady, you wear glasses. What do you think of the importance of wearing glasses? Do you think if you can you see without your glasses on?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh well, unfortunately, your eyesight might be better than some of Ace's Pokemon's because they could not seem to hit.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude.
I know. It's definitely the tectonic range. The tectonic range was cool. It was definitely some cool things to see, but unfortunate there for Ace of Base. He got a little bit of a neck dropping. Next up we have Pokey TCG Gamer 12888, aka Little Rob, aka Smogon UU player, aka I'm sick of saying aka, against a GBA analyst, being Aston J. Now, anyone that knows GBA analyst cannot be beaten. Just look at Mono. He's destroying people. He's using his bullshit main character powers. He's like Seto Kaiba. Screw the rules. I have subscribers. That's what it's been like for Mono. But can Asta do the same? Can he follow in the footsteps? This was definitely a cool game to see. Little Rob, definitely not a known innovator of like making Pokemon really cool, but he was definitely, I thought he played the game pretty well. The Fusion Bolt from Pure and Black doing 30%, like doing 30% Slowbro was pretty cool to see. I still don't understand why he sacked his main Gardevoir so early on in the match. I thought that was a mistake. If anyone who watches Fairy Tail will know that Mira Jane is definitely a pretty cool character. You don't want to sack her early on.
Yeah, no. Absolutely.
The Life Orb taunt was pretty cool to see, but the encore in the rocks, he just seemed to be getting outplayed most of the game. But like Little Rob, making a cool play, like going for like the roost, sacking pterodactyls. The hermit thingy comes in, goes for ice beam. Narrowly misses out on Flygon. Flygon's proving to be, a bit of an underknown tank, but he does definitely play the end game. I think, in my opinion, a bit better than Asta. But you know what Little Rob does? He uses bullshit bird powers. It's like main character powers, except you get to be the subject of a bird tail, which is the worst punishment. And some people have said they would rather be sent to the Shadow Realm. And Scarfed Terrakion came through at the end. I mean, can you include that in? Because I'm pretty sure that's what Asta said after the focus bar. God, stop messing with my internet connection. Dead. I've got to go home.
He was screaming at my guinea pig.
That was the greatest thing.
Okay, anyway, let's go.
Alright, and next up we had our last game. Shout out to Mio's dad, because he's pretty cool. He's like Trev's dad.
Interrupting too.
Interrupting too.
I feel like Mio's dad loves the interruption cow joke. I think is that your dad, Mio? Knock knock. Who's the interrupting cow? Interrupting cow. Moo.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Anyway, I muted the audio so nobody heard that. But still.
Next up we have the text. Magic. Magic. He's known. He's meant to be like Jolt, and unfortunately for Jolt, he played like Burb, and Magic played like Jolt. There's definitely some cool brings to see on both sides. The Facade Mega Kang was pretty cool.
But there was no Rufflet, so he should have lost.
Huh?
There was no Rufflet, so he should have lost.
Yeah, maybe. Biggie Smalls came in handy. Wanting to take a burn just to go for Facades, I thought was pretty cool. And he never let the Azu set up. And I think that was one thing that Jar tried to do. He tried to play the Azu too aggressively. Yes, it was a massive win con, but he just played it a little bit too aggressively, and that's what got cost him the match. Because if Jar kept Azu around a little bit longer, he could have won. The T, stalling out Gorgeist that was toxic, was really cool to see. The toxic Kang with Facade was pretty cool to see, and I think it was Seismic last move was pretty cool to see. Next, and just constantly whittling down his team. He definitely robbing those victories away from his opponent. He's definitely been proved to be one of the finds of the minors tournament, because I think he's either 2-1 or 3-0, but he's definitely played really, really well so far. His ability to sort of I think his ability really lies in his prep this week, and we saw it come through. Taking a page out of the book of the words and lives of Gypsy King, bringing a Lola Mola as a lovely counter to an Umbreon, because I don't know if you know this, but Umbreon does not get toxic, which I thought was a bit of an unusual bring, but full props to Magic for this win. And guys, thanks for tuning in for this podcast. Thanks in particular, first and foremost, to our favorite German after Aki, Schady.
I thought we were going to do anime betrayals.
I got you.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is the top anime betrayal then.
Yeah, and then next up we have the person who is going to be the next Trevor Seal. Not for his battling ability, but for telling his dad to shut up during YouTube video recordings being me. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.